After Landman Episode 8, my opinion on Ariana and Cooper Norris's relationship has changed, and I believe they are worthy of being together. Cooper and Ariana's relationship has been practically predetermined since the Landman disaster that killed off a large portion of the group. Cooper began to lend Ariana a hand around the house, doing things like cutting her yard and assisting with her finances. Later, in the 7th episode of Landman, after Cooper began staying at Ariana's house to heal from his injuries, the two eventually kissed. I was opposed to it at the time, but I feel differently now. It's not just me who thought it was strange that Ariana and Cooper were dating again so soon after their breakup. In her wrath, Rebecca went so far as to try to coerce Cooper into signing a settlement deal for far less than what it was actually worth. Cooper was even targeted by Elvio's henchmen when he began to develop feelings for Ariana. Billy Bob Thornton's Tommy was perplexed as to why the two were together. But in Landman Episode 8, the couple succeeded in changing his mind and mine too. I was worried that Cooper and Ariana were moving too quickly in their romance. It felt as though the intensity of their emotions, combined with the overwhelming circumstances, was pushing them into something that wasn't fully developed. Initially, Rebecca made the astute observation that Ariana had gone from being married to Elio, her partner of many years, to sharing a bed with Cooper in the space of just 3 weeks. That timeline seemed impossibly short, and it left me questioning if they were truly ready for such an intimate commitment so soon after their pasts had been so dramatically altered. The speed at which their relationship was advancing was hard to ignore, especially with the constant pressures of their external situations. The continual barrage of external demands only served to quicken the pace at which their bond was evolving. In the midst of this whirlwind, their individual grief and trauma had not yet been fully processed, and it seemed like they were clinging to one another for support rather than truly understanding each other's needs. With all the drama surrounding Cooper and Ariana, Manuel's complicated feelings toward the situation and Antonio's concerns, not to mention Rebecca's relentless efforts to make Ariana accept a settlement deal, it seemed like there was no real time or space for the two of them to develop a deep, lasting connection. Instead, they were caught up in a whirlwind of obligations and unresolved emotions, making it hard to distinguish whether their relationship was driven by genuine affection or simply a reaction to their respective pasts and the pressure they were under. The common pain was more bothersome than any social conventions regarding their connection because they were both dealing with recent trauma that they hadn't dealt with enough. I worried that their relationship might be harmful. Cooper was nearly killed and witnessed the deaths of 3 men, while Ariana lost her husband and the father of her child. It appeared to be an unsuitable basis for a strong relationship. I felt that the relationship between Cooper and Ariana might have been postponed until Landman Season 2 to give them more space to grieve. Thankfully, my worst fears regarding Ariana and Cooper's romance were fully put to rest by the conclusion of Landman Episode 8. Tommy dropped by for supper and wanted to know what they were up to, so Ariana gave a touching speech about how awkwardly they were trying to figure things out. Ariana made it clear in her speech that she knows how much Elio's death hurts her, and she also demonstrated that she knows Cooper is going through a lot of pain. Despite its flaws, the connection between Ariana and Cooper is based on solid ground. While their relationship certainly faces challenges and their bond has evolved under less than ideal circumstances, there's a depth between them that isn't easily dismissed. They are two people who have endured significant trauma, and though their connection may seem rushed or born from a shared pain, there is something real at its core. The future doesn't look so bright for two young individuals who are just clinging to each other to forget about a horrible thing that happened to them. Their emotional wounds, still raw and unresolved, make their journey together feel uncertain, and it's easy to fear that they're rushing into a relationship without giving themselves the time to heal properly. In many ways, it's understandable to think that they may be using each other as a distraction from the weight of their pasts. But if Ariana and Cooper were merely attempting to escape their hurt, they wouldn't be facing the uncomfortable truths that inevitably arise in relationships that form under such intense circumstances. In fact, Ariana's willingness to confront the possibility that Cooper might not love her shows that she's not just clinging to a fleeting comfort. She recognizes the complexity of their connection and, rather than being blinded by the need to escape her pain, is thoughtfully considering the reality of their emotions. If their relationship were truly a mere escape from their suffering, she wouldn't have allowed herself to entertain such doubts. I now believe Ariana that it is worthwhile to figure out how to handle their relationship maturely, and Landman has truly convinced me of that. Rather than being a reaction to the trauma they've faced, their relationship, though messy, has the potential to grow into something more meaningful. Both of them are taking responsibility for their emotions and showing a level of maturity that was initially missing, which is a powerful sign that they're not just two people lost in grief, but individuals trying to build something that could last beyond their pain. In spite of the possibility that they may come to regret it later on, I now believe it is worthwhile to delve into their relationship. The rest of their tale in Landman became much clearer after Ariana defined her relationship with Cooper. These two aren't carefree youths who happen to fall in love at the worst possible moment. They're adults attempting to make sense of a chaotic circumstance. Similarly, the next time Cooper is the focus of Manuel and Antonio's buddies, it won't be an accident. It will be the outcome of a deliberate choice to give their relationship a go despite the obstacles. Whatever Landman has planned for Cooper and Ariana, I wholeheartedly endorse it because their connection has simply become much more captivating.